Hi, I'm Carly Cornell.
I'm Harvey Cornell, and we are Dragon Phoenix Games.
So today we're going to show you an example of how the combat system works in Phobos Falling. The situation is that we've been playing for a little while, and on the last round we had a couple of pirate incursions, and on their turn the pirates joined up and joined forces, and we've now got 18 pirates in the cargo bay. That's bad enough all by itself because that many pirates are going to damage systems and potentially attack crew people. But the bigger problem is that they're right next to the shuttle bay. The shuttle bay is obviously where the shuttle is. The shuttle is our way of getting home to Earth. It's how we get off here. It's how we win the game. If the pirates get their turn, they're going to go down to that shuttle bay, steal the shuttle, and it's game over. We lose. So we want to kill those pirates before they get their turn.
That's right.
So what we're going to do here, the commander being a person who likes to take on pirates, first thing she's going to do on her turn, she's first in the round, she wants to go down and initiate a combat with the pirates. So she's going to move. You can see the access is clear all through the core, and she gets down here. We find out that there's actually an access blockage in the cargo bay. That's okay, she can go in. The only thing she can do there is initiate a combat. And we've got one here, so...
or clear access if she had a way to do that, but she doesn't have a way to do that right now.
More important is to get rid of these pirates. So she's going to use her active ability, her passive ability. Once on every turn, she can summon a fellow officer to her. So she's going to ask Taze if she is willing to come down and help fight these pirates.
Oh, absolutely. I'm the security officer, and killing pirates is what I do, so I'd be happy to come.
All right. So come on down, Taze.
Come down there to help the commander with the pirates.
All right. So now we need to assess how much strength we have against these pirates. The commander starts with her own point of power, that each officer has 1 point. She's also got Security Detail 3, which gets her to 4, a weapon, which is worth 1 more, so that's 5, a personal force field, which is 6, and a field medikit, that gets her to 7 points of pirate killing power.
Mm-hmm. And now Taze, like the commander, gets 1 point for just being an officer. She's also got an exoskeleton, which in addition to being a spacesuit is also an extra point of combat. So that's 2. And then she's got the Security Detail 1, and she can either double it with her own ability to double 1 security detail per round, or with a stim pack. So, but that adds up to 2 more. So I've got 4 to go with her 7. That gets us to 11. But that's not enough. There's 18 pirates. Now, if we tried to fight it this way, what would happen next is the commander and, well, actually the commander, having activated the force field, would not take any more damage. Right. But Taze, not having a force field, would take a wound point to get us to 12, and then would get killed to take us to 13. And the commander would survive the round with the remaining 5 pirates.
And then what's going to happen, everybody takes their turn, the pirates get their turn, shuttle goes away, and...
Well, actually, because the commander's still there, well, I guess they can't kill you, so yeah, they would take the shuttle since they can't
take
attack.
the shuttle and be all over, so...
So we got to find another way to do this where Taze doesn't die, or nobody dies, and the shuttle doesn't get stolen.
So I've got one of the things I'm thinking about is that Taze, with her ability to double a security detail, really ought to have the Security Detail 3, because that gets us 6 instead of 3. So let's start by giving you that.
Yeah, because I can double one of them with my special ability and one of them with the stim pack. That would give us 3 extra points. So that puts us at 14 before any wounds are dealt out to us.
Yeah.
There's still 4 away, but you know, since somebody can stay behind, I haven't had my turn yet. We're fighting on the commander's turn.
True.
I'm going to get another turn towards the end of the round before the pirates. So if I stayed behind and had the force field, I could fight again. Now that doesn't protect you, but I have a Jeffries tube. If I gave that to the commander, after she did her fighting this round, she could skedaddle and get to somewhere safe.
All right. Then in that case, you should take the weapon also, because that means
then
that you can use that twice.
Next round.
You get it on my turn and then on your turn. It's not the next round. It's your turn.
My turn on this round.
So
let's recalculate. So now the plan is
I've got
one for being an officer,
my own, and the medikit. So I've got 2, and then I'm going to get out.
So there would be 16 pirates left. I could get 1 for my point for being an officer, that's 15 pirates. 1 for the exoskeleton gets us to 14. 1 for the weapon gets us to 13. I could double each of these 2, just the way we talked about before. That's another 8. That gets us down to 5. 6. These would get discarded. And then I'd activate the personal force field, because I'm going to need it to stay here this round. And that... we should be down at 4. On the weapon.
Yeah, that's
the weapon,
5,
5,
and then
the
4.
personal force field gets us down to 4. And since this is good for a round, we just turn it upside down and say that, okay, it's still active for 1 round, so it's still there. And then we would just discard all of these cards.
Should we go ahead and do it?
Yeah, let's go ahead. You do your action first.
So I'm going to take out my 2 pirates.
Okay.
And then I'm going to leave.
So you would have to discard the field medikit that you used along with the Jeffries tube you're using to leave.
Okay, so I discard that and that.
Okay, so now we're down to 16 pirates. Now, let's take out 6 for a doubled security detail 3 and another
6.
2 for doubled security detail
and
1.
2.
So I'm going to discard these. I'll put this over there in a minute.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm going to get another 1 for the weapon and 1 for me and 1 for the exoskeleton. So that's 3 more.
That's 3
that would
more.
leave
I'm going to
just
need 2 and take the 5 out.
So there's 5 left. Then when we activate the force field, that kills 1 more.
That's it.
And that's all we can do this round. But I can stay there because I've got this force field. This for 1 full round, and I'll stay here through the end of this round, the end of this turn. That's what you're trying to say, yeah. So these are all dead, and that's all I can do. And there's 4 left, but they're not going to hurt me. So.
Okay. Once we've completed the combat, that's phase 3 of a turn. I could play some cards, but I don't really have anything much that I need to do here. Don't need to discard. I would do my event, and then I would turn it over to
the
next player.
Next officer's turn is the science officer, and he's not going to actually do anything about this combat. So I'm just showing that we don't have to go right back to that combat. Nothing will happen this round in the cargo bay if the pirates aren't taking their turn and no one's entering or attacking the pirates. So that's just going to sit there. The science officer, he's just going to draw cards here in the science lab, and he's going to do his event, which is not interesting to what we're doing. So we're just going to say he did that, and then go on to the next character.
Yeah, Patty does the same thing. He takes a couple of cards, he makes a couple repairs, that's what engineers do, and then he draws his event, and then his turn is over.
Okay, so now it's Taze's turn, and following the crew turn order, she doesn't need to move because she's already where she needs to be, but before fight, we actually get a chance to explore. So I can explore since I am in a zone that does have a draw deck, and that is the Cargo Bay 1. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm allowed to draw 2 cards here. So she's going to draw 2 cards, and oh, look, she got a have module, so that was definitely worth the trouble. And even though fight is next, the other thing is the access is blocked in this zone, and Taze has the natural ability to clear an access without using a card. So she might as well use that while she can. So I'm going to go ahead and clear that access.
Yep.
And now I'll move on to the fight phase. Okay, so if you remember, you get 1 point of combat for the officer herself, so that's 1 for her. She's got an exoskeleton, that's the second one. The weapon gets another one, that's 3. And the force field is still active, so she gets 1 more, that's 4. And that finishes off the pirates. So,
bye, pirates.
And of course, force field is still going to remain active and for the remainder of the round. So that's good. And so so now we've gotten rid of all the pirates, and the pirates would have been next, but now that they're defeated, we don't have to worry about that, and they're not going to steal our shuttle. So we still have a chance to get home. So that's good. And I guess I would just end my turn by doing an event, which I'm not going to bother with showing that. And then since there's no pirates, we'd just move on to the next round, and that would end our example.
Thanks.
Thanks for joining us.